Welcome Raiders to another Raid Shadow Legends video. And in this one, we're going to be talking about the new Void Legendary. I was playing a little bit of some other game. Unfortunately, it has happened. I've been playing, you guys know I've been playing Wuthering Waves, Ethereal Restart, and now Punishing Grey Raven because Dante from Devil May Cry is coming out soon for free for all players. So I got to get my account ready. But hold on, let's get and talk about Mr. Titus Blackplume, a Void Legendary from the Bannerlords, coming to Raid Shadow Legends. Let's look at this kit and let us give my thoughts on this champion. All right, let's look at the A1. Raven Blade. Okay, he's a defensive champion, by the way. Attack one enemy has a 40% chance of placing a block active skills debuff for 2 turns. That's a long time. Not 1 turn, 2 turns. That can be extended, right? With Baxter Hexer, that can be extended to 3 turns. You're effed if that lands on you. But that's what? Bookable to what? 60%? And with Sniper, that's 65%? Not bad. This effect cannot be resisted if the champion's under a shield. Okay, so you have to be under a shield. So it is a condition. Whenever an ally counterattacks, teams up with allies to attack or instantly activates a skill, also has a 40% chance of placing block active skills for 2 turns on the target enemy. If there are multiple enemies, only one will activate. Okay, so basically you can only have one of this champion on team. So whenever an ally counterattacks, teams up with allies. I like this as allies though. So if multiple, what if you have counterattack buff and multiple allies counterattack? Then he'll go for each one? Or it says, or instantly activates a skill. So like Hefrax, champions like that, not just like using regular active skills, instant active skills, like Arnorn, right, from Dwarves, or Hefrax, then he'll go and do this A1 on top of that. Interesting. Interesting. I do like this A1. That is pretty nice. That is pretty nice. All right, let's look at the A2. Student of War. Attacks one enemy. This attack is always critical if the champion's under a shield buff. Okay, so you have to be under a shield buff. Hopefully don't get block buffed or block active skill cooldowns or or strip your buffs. Hopefully you have a protection set buff champion like a Freya, you know, in protection. This attack also gains a damage boost equal to the value of the shield. Interesting. Removes all debuffs from all allies as a target is killed. Okay, so it has a condition. You have to have shield. Then you have another condition where you have to, if you kill someone, then you get to remove all debuffs from everybody. Interesting. If the target survives, places a provoke debuff on all enemies for 1 turn instead. That is pretty good that you have something for either one, right? So, oh, I killed him, cleanse. I didn't kill him, hey, get provoked. That's not bad. This effect cannot be resisted as champions under a shield. Cool. I do like the fact that both of them can't be resisted, but you still always have to be under a shield. This champion basically needs to... Maybe they should have called him Titus Shield Plume. Anyways, let's go to the A3 here. Androx Confidant. Wait. Androck is the mythical champion, right? From Bannerlords. Huh. So player wants us to have a mythical with this champion. Oh, yeah, cool. And let me guess, you only have Aslan the Stalwart as well, which is a Unity champion. So I'm going to probably have to have Aslan, a mythical champion, and this Void champion. Oh, wow, that's totally free to play. All right, let's look at this A3. Places a 50% allied protection buff. Okay. 50% increased attack buff. And a 30% increased speed buff on a... Oh, that's a lot of buffs. That reminds me of Vergis, right? Gives a lot of buffs to one person. On a single target, single ally for 2 turns. This is a bookable down to a 3. So he is a 1-3-3 champion fully booked. That's pretty good. Better be. He's a Void champion. Also fills as allies turn meter by 40%. Interesting. Kind of like Lamasu, right? Lamasu resets their skills and then boosts them up by 50 or 60%. But this is 40 and give buffs. Interesting. Really good for like He-Man or things like people who like a lot of buffs, you know, Heaven Cast, things like that. Also good protection, right? Unfortunately, there's no strengthen or increased defense buff, so they can keep that, or yeah, strengthen or something like that to keep that champion alive. Still pretty good buffs though, but it's only for attack nukers. You can't give it for defensive nukers. It says on a single target ally. It doesn't say you can't choose his champion, right? So can he use this on himself? Instantly activates the skill at the end of the ally's turn. Wait, what? Instantly activate this skill at the end of an ally's turn if that ally has no buffs and their HP is lower than 100%. Oh, okay, okay. All right, interesting. That could be good against Carnage. Carnage likes to take away your buffs a lot. Interesting. If there are multiple champions on a team with this skill, okay, yeah, clearly, yeah, you can only want to activate. Cool. Interesting skill, and I think Playerman has said something about this skill, saying that it doesn't go on cooldown, so you can still activate it. I need to look more into that. Let me know in the comments below if you know that answer. Let's look at this passive here. Kind of trying to see if I can get to the passive. It's kind of hard to. I have to move myself out the way for a second. Give me a second. All right. So it looks like it says for Lord and Land. Each time an enemy hits an ally, that ally's next attack will do 10% more damage for each hit they take. Stacks up to 100%. Yo, 100% more damage is crazy. The damage increase resets after that ally deals damage. Can anyone say He-Man? Can anyone say He-Man? And He-Man's not in the same, or Taras? Can anyone say that? Like, that's nuts, bro. Oh my god. Like Taras is A3 or He-Man's A3. Now it's better in clearly Bannerlords if you have Aslan or if you have like more Bannerlords. But if not, He-Man sounds really good because it works with He-Man, right? For the increased attack. But increased attack is pretty bad for Taras. You won't get the double damage though. You'll get the stun though, so be careful with that, you know. You do definitely want to get Taras's A2, but if you don't care about Taras's A2, you get more buffs and 100% more damage is bananas, bro. That's nuts. I wonder how that's gonna work. Is this champion gonna be good with champions like Ronda and like other champions like Taras and like Hydra and stuff, or like Chimera? I wonder how that's gonna work. It's gonna be really interesting. In PvP, it's gonna help a little bit, but I don't know. It takes too long. It takes too long. You might be dead before you even get the value. And then increases the void allies HP in all battles by 40%. Okay, that's kind of weird. This champion is not an HP protector or nuker. He's a defensive void. So you would think he'd bring like speed lead or defensive lead. He brings neither. He brings void HP. Only void, by the way. Only void HP. That's so weird. Okay, this champion is like, he doesn't bring, let me bring myself back. Hold on, my bad. So he doesn't bring shield buff. It would have been nice if his passive had it. Or maybe his A3 after he gives all those buffs to the other ally, he goes and puts a shield on himself only. Or it would have been cool if he put a shield equal to his defense on himself and that ally. I don't know, it's kind of weird. The aura's kind of weird as well. I mean, it's cool for early game, but who's gonna, like, what? Kind of weird, man. I do like the A1. I do like the A2 a little bit. Seems interesting. We need to know the multipliers, because if the attack is always critical, you never have to build crit. You can build it like an ethos, right? But then your A1 won't crit. So you gotta, like, you don't need accuracy either if you're under shield. So no ac. Wait a minute. No fucking, no way. I just thought of something. They're missing something. They're missing one more thing. All they had to do is his passive or his A3 should have gave increased res to himself and the other ally. If they would have done that, boom, this would have been the first res nuker. You don't need accuracy. You don't need crit rate. All you would have had to build is crit damage, res, and defense. This would have been the first res nuker, bro, who could protect other people and still blow people up. Anyways, what do I think about this champion? Will I be going for this champion? I've heard that he's going to be a mixed. He's not going to be a typical fusion, traditional. He's not going to be a fragment summon. I heard it's going to be a mixed, right? Which is a fragment fusion summon, an FFS. Don't let anybody else tell you it's going to be a fusion. No, it's not traditional fusion. It's an FFS, which means it's harder. You have to get the epics only, no rares, not traditional. Which also means if you miss one of those epics, you're done. You're done. You lose the whole fusion unless you want to spend monies and RNG to get one of those epics. Right? And we don't know how easy those points of those epics are going to be. So, hey, just letting you know. If you can go for it, go for it. But you probably want to start saving now if you're going to go for it. Because, yeah, it's kind of weird. You know what other champion this goes with too? Maybe for people who just went for Tholan. You know, you want to protect your Tholan. This might be one way to, you know, help out the Tholan, I guess. It's just so weird to me that this champion doesn't put shield on itself. If he's supposed to protect someone else, how is he going to keep himself alive? Oh, I have defense. Oh yeah, well, what if someone ignores defense with their skill? You just get one-shotted. What do you do then? You know what I'm saying? Like, I like him, but man, it's just weird. He should have bring shield. He should have been the Void Legendary of Vergis. He should have just had a passive that says, bro, I put a shield on myself based on 10% of my defense. Or, you know, something like that. Overall, I give this guy, honestly, I think he has some potential in some aspects, right? Res nuker for new early to mid-game accounts. If they give us a chance to get a blessing from him and it's not stupid like you have to be #1 in a champion training or stupid, crazy, hardcore heroes path. As long as it's obtainable, I'd probably give this champion probably a 7.5. It's not that crazy because you have to have a lot of other stuff first to make him better. You have a Freya, you have a Valkyrie, you have an Ancora. You can make this champion do some work probably. Don't have those champions? You're gonna have to use Wixwell. Who's using Wixwell in PvP? In PvE, you're gonna get to work, right? It's gonna be amazing. But like, other than that, it's like, come on, like, not everybody has Aslan and a Stalwart. Not everybody has a fucking Androck. How are we gonna really? Not everyone has a Marishka to put shields. You know what I'm saying? Like, what? Just, it seems kind of hard for most players to get this to work. I like the A1. I do like the A1 and the A2. Let's see how, if anyone comes up with some crazy stuff. Maybe you can start one-shotting like bosses or stuff. Who knows? I don't know. We don't know the multipliers. We don't even know his base stats either, right? So we'll just have to wait and see. Anyways, that's my thoughts. I'm gonna go for him because, you know, when they release Void champions like this, no one believed in Vlad when he came out, and I kept telling everybody, go for Vlad, go for Vlad. It's a free Void, and people were like, nah, she sucked. I used Vlad everywhere for like a whole year and a half. Then they buffed Vlad and made him better, and I was like, wow, you just gave me a Giga Chad champion that I was already using. So I was very happy with that. Will they buff him afterwards? Who knows? But it's, you know, if you can go for this champion, Titus Blackplume, you should probably get ready for now. I'm going to go for him as best as I can. But if it's way too hard, I'm probably not going to start at all. Anyways, thank you, readers, for watching this video. Let me know in the comments down below. How do you feel about this champion? Are you going to go for it? And do you think it's going to be a hard Fragment Fusion summon? I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye, readers.